He invented poutine. He is the inventor of poutine.
No. But we're happy that we didn't have anything planned. But no, I guess we're really pleased to have Big Papi here. We wanted to be a little more inclusive of other art forms, so we invited him, the poet. We also had a filmmaker, Merle, who's up in the back as well last night. So I guess give it up for Big Papi.
So far.
Hi, he's my other camera guy. Hey, how you guys doing? That was like very country of you. Yee-hoo! Y'all have like Canadian country music?
Yeah, Shania Twain.
Shania Twain is Canadian? It's another stealth Canadian. What are the other stealth Canadians? Dan Aykroyd's stealth Canadian. You can have him back. He hasn't been funny in years. Chevy Chase, I bet you he's Canadian. No, William Shatner, Canadian. Lorne Michaels, creator of Saturday Night Live. Seth Rogen is Canadian too? They're everywhere! Alright, so how you guys doing? Here's what we're gonna do, ready? This is a poetry reading, but it's not the normal poetry reading you'd probably think of, as you've probably gotten a handle of. This is gonna be what's called slam poetry, which is a mixture of all kinds of different things. But the biggest difference between a regular poetry reading and what I'm doing today is you guys, because you guys gotta make some noise, because you guys give me the energy so it can swell me up and I can shoot it back at you. We start this dialogue, it's gonna be wicked, but I need your help, so we're gonna practice. You ready?
Yeah.
Wow. You can tell that was an American, because a Canadian would have been like, yes. American's like, I will eat meat and eat cheese curd and lift heavy object. Did I say that out loud, or did I just think that? Okay, cool. All right, so this is what you're gonna do. Ready? When you're very pleased and you're very happy, you wanna let me know it, start stomping your feet. Start clapping your hands. Start wooing, make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. So, when I do the old school hip hop pose, that means I'm at the end of a poem and you guys applaud. Ready? I'm gonna start this poem, start my first poem. It's a poem to my people. This is a poem to my people, and I saw a couple of my people in the audience, so I just want to let you know that this one is for you, my people. And shut up, I have people. I do, and there's a lot of them here. You'll see. Watch. It starts with a quote. Height is not measured from the ground up, but from the sky down. Napoleon Bonaparte. It always happens. When I rock a microphone, I feel 10 foot tall and luminous, steel-toed and bulletproof. But then I walk triumphantly off stage, and inevitably, some tall idiot walks up to me and feels compelled to state the obvious. Wow, Big Papa E, you're not very big, now are you? Well, allow me to fashion a witty retort. To hell with all y'all tall people, short people, roar! Being short is not a shortcoming, it's a strength. All it takes to turn a tall person into a whiny little punk is a road trip. But me, I'm stretching out in the back and going to sleep. If this venue were engulfed in smoke and flames, all you tall people would fall to your knees trying to suck up all the good air. But as short people, we just walk right out. Because it's all good air when you're this short. We short people are built for maximum maneuverability, dodging through crowds like liquid mercury, avoiding knees and elbows with acrobatic agility. Question: if a tall person trips and falls alone in the forest, would there be a sound? Answer: hell yeah, there'd be a sound! But me, I'm already so low to the ground that falling is like laying my head on a pillow. And I never bump my head on anything. If I bump my head on something, that shit's too freaking low. And don't talk to me about reeds and stuff, oh hell no. That's why the good Lord invented chairs and tall people. Yo, Michael Jordan, give me that tuna can off the top shelf now, biatch. Tall people are up to no good. All the truly thinkers of the modern age have been short. Einstein, 5'3". Gandhi, 5'2". Lil Wayne, 5'1". The creative genius behind Donkey Kong and Super Mario Brothers, Shigeru Miyamoto, 4'9", bitches. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm drinking haterade. That's not what I'm all about. With me, it's all love, love, you know, love, love, love. To hell with tall people! To hell with tall people who stand in front of you at concerts and movies. To hell with tall people who take up the whole damn bed like they own it. To hell with tetherball. I freaking hate tetherball. Whoever invented tetherball's a freaking jackass. And to hell with basketball too. The only good thing about basketball is that the NBA has corralled those who shall be shot first. Oh yes, the revolution is indeed coming. And the revolution will not be supersized, it will be minimized. And when the short people of this world unite and rise up, you might not be able to tell right away. But when steel-toe boot-shaped bruises appear on long-ass shins who rolled over, you will know that me, Gary Coleman, that kid from Webster, and Mini-Me, and the Oompa Loompas, and Prince, and finally I had enough of your shit and begun taking over the world one step stool at a time, represent. Where my short people at? I hear you, I can't see you. Where my tall people at? Oh my God. It's like tall Canadian dude has like a shirt that says death and he's like doing the Sig Heil, I'm tall look. What the heck? That's how you Canadians say hello. Hi! It's the socialistic healthcare, right? It makes everybody a Nazi. Ooh, awkward. That totally died. And the crowd goes mild. People went, that ain't funny. You in America, son, need to wash your mouth out. Wash your mouth out with some cheese curds. You'll be just fine. Take that poutine right out your mouth, boy. Put a cheese curd up in it. I'm channeling my dad right now. Hey, you guys. I do what's called poetry slam. Slam poetry. Do you guys know what a poetry slam is?
Yes, sir.
Raise your hand if you know what a poetry slam is. Ooh, raise your hand if you don't know what a poetry slam is. Ooh, that's very nice. A poetry slam is this. Way back in the day, they used to do poetry readings where it was kinda, okay, can we just talk? Boring.
Yeah.
It's that American again. He's just gonna answer very like loudly, yeah. George Bush, yeah. That was that blonde lady over there, right? With the beardo for the boyfriend. I can't even see, but I know it's her. She's like, I wouldn't like her voice at all. Back in the day, poetry was just kind of freaking boring, to be perfectly honest, because all the poets did was get up on the microphone and drone and drone and drone and drone and didn't care if you were having a good time or not. They were there to hear their own voices. And this guy named Mark Smith in Chicago, are the white people in the back getting uppity? Are you guys in a gang? Are you gonna start cutting people? I'm just kidding. This guy named Mark Smith in Chicago, he decided it would be more fun if the audience got to be an active part of it. So what he did was, he gave people scorecards so you could tell the poet what you thought of their work. So if it was awful and boring and stupid, you could write a really bad score on the piece of paper and hold it up and they would have to just deal with it. That way the people in the audience would decide who they want to hear from again. So for instance, you'd have like 12 people in the first round, read whatever you want. The audience would choose which 6 they'd like to hear poems from again, right? It was really cool. Got the audience into it, put all the focus back on the audience where it belongs, kind of shattered a bunch of egos, and it made it to this like sort of bar game that is now spread to hundreds of places all over the country, and now it's sort of like a spoken word revolution that's been existing for almost 25 years. That's where I come from. I started in like the early 90s, back when like MTV actually had videos instead of just empty TV. See how I did that? And Kurt Cobain like was alive. Does Canada have Kurt Cobain? Did you have Kurt Cobain? Yeah. Do you guys remember Kurt Cobain?
No.
Yeah. Yes.
Who said no? I'm gonna slap the poutine right out of you. I'm watching you, Simon. Damn, there's like violence happening already. She's just like ready to be an American. She just hit somebody for no reason. She's going around smacking folks. Anyway, that's the community from whence I came, and I've been making a living as just a poet for, God, about 10 years, so it's kind of cool. And the lovely people at Minot University, what is this, Minot State University, invited me here, so it's really cool. So make some noise for Minot. As you can see, I sweat like a lot, so I'm gonna be very shiny. It'd be nice if you had like lasers, you could just bounce them off my shiny forehead. It would look very spectacular, kind of like a Flaming Lips concert. So, I'm gonna read a poem. Because that's what I got paid to be here for. Wanna know what I hate?
What do you hate?
Old people? Did you say old people? What do I hate? Old people? That's how it is. See, you do have like death-like boards and stuff that like kill grandmas in Canada, right? That's why everybody's in high school. You've killed everybody else. I'm on to you kids. Don't you even be playing. Wanna know what I hate? Poets. Wanna know why? Erotic poetry. Because most of the happy horse shit passed off as love poetry is nothing more than lists of body parts and what they intend to do with them, interspersed with endless repetitions of the word love, 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 as if it actually meant something. That's not sexy, that's lazy. If you can't write a love poem without using the word love, you are not a poet, you're a greeting card salesman. Well, I'm not loving it. I'm here to take I love you back. So when I say it, it won't be some vague erotic notion, no. When I say I love you, I mean as long as I'm around, you will always have someone to pick you up from the airport. That is sexy. You will always have someone to help you move your heavy-ass couch up 3 flights of narrow apartment complex stairs, and you will always have someone to hold your hair back out of your face while you regurgitate margaritas into the bathtub. And I know it's the bathtub and not the toilet because you think sticking your head into a toilet is nasty. And I know this, not because the information is magically seeped into my brain through love osmosis. No, it's because I pay attention. You want to know what sexy is? I will tell you. I will go to the corner store at 3 in the morning in the rain on my bicycle to get you tampons. And I will remember to get the pint of Chunky Monkey ice cream you didn't even ask for because I know you like ice cream and your cramps are bad. And I know this because I've got your back. And by that, I mean the little space between your shoulder blades you can never reach when it itches really bad. I got that. When you want to know, when you need to know that I love you, I won't buy you flowers. Oh, look, honey, here's something beautiful you can watch die. No. I'll sneak over to your apartment when you're at work and clean your kitchen. That is sexy. I will never allow arguments to become fights because I will spend my time listening rather than simply waiting for my turn to talk. More time giving you the benefit of the doubt instead of picking at old wounds to score points. More time learning from my mistakes and not repeatedly apologizing for them. It's easy to love you when we are so beautiful. But I will love you even when things get really ugly. I will love you even when I freaking hate you. And should the time come when it's time to move on, I will let go. And when you introduce me to your new boyfriend, I will tell you, he seems like a nice guy, and I'm happy for you. Even though your name is tattooed on the center of my chest, so no matter how hard someone else presses their body against mine, you will always be closer to my heart. And I mean that metaphorically, because I am getting a freaking tattoo. When I say I love you, I mean it. Anytime. Yeah, yo! Say, could somebody go outside and get me some lemonade? Would that be okay? Could somebody get me some lemonade? I appreciate that. Put some poutine in it. What? I don't know what kind of poutine you were going to put in my stuff. You whip out your poutine, I'm going to call the cops. Cut your poutine off. See how I did that? Okay, anyway. So, I want to do this poem, but I'm embarrassed because there's so many high school kids here. No. Oh, thank you. You're the best. I'm gonna skip it. I'm scared. Here it is. If I had a son, and he came to me as a young man for advice about sex, this is probably what I would tell him. 1, buy condoms. Buy them and keep them with you at all times, and use them before you are asked to use them, and use them every time. The peace of mind you allow your partner will free her to be vulnerable with you, and that, my son, is exactly what sex is about. Condoms are sexy. In fact, call buying condoms foreplay. Footnote, if you're too embarrassed to buy condoms, you are not ready to have sex. 2, kissing is not merely foreplay. Spend entire evenings making out on the couch while fully clothed. Believe me, dry humping rocks. 3, sex is not just about friction. It's about emotion. Don't worry about trying to find her clitoris. Find her heart. Then she'll help you find her clitoris. 4, if you really want to know how to please a woman, ask her how she masturbates. Then do that. A lot. If she says she doesn't masturbate, offer to take her shopping for a vibrator so you can both learn the vocabulary of her body together. 5, don't put anything in her butthole you wouldn't want in your own. Footnote, try a pinky finger, it's actually kind of awesome. 6, don't act like you don't know about the pinky finger. I know you guys. You and the blonde girl and the beardo, they know about the pinky finger. I just know that by the way she laughs. 6, when you go down on her, and you will go down on her, and if you are my son, you will be amazing at it. Tell her, it's not bragging if it's true, tell her how good she tastes. Stop in the middle and kiss her deeply so she knows how good she tastes. And do the same when she goes down on, who said ooh? You don't have a girlfriend, do you? You need to write this shit down and I will help you get a girlfriend. 7, a simple Google search yields 1,347 euphemisms for male masturbation, yet only 23 for female masturbation. If guys spent less time jacking off and more time jilling off, this world would be a happier place. 8, everything you need to know about the importance of the clitoris is in the movie Star Wars. Follow me on this. Your partner's body is the Death Star, and you are Luke Skywalker, piloting your penis-shaped X-Wing fighter deep inside her trench. Remember, 70% of all Death Stars cannot be blown up through penetration of the trench alone. It must be through focused contact with that little exhaust port at the top of the trench. Otherwise, any explosions you experience will be merely Hollywood special effects. 9. Just because you've come doesn't mean she has, so don't you dare come before her. Concentrate on pleasing your partner. Don't worry about getting yours. You're a guy. You always get yours. Your job is to make sure she's getting hers. 10. If sex with your partner lasts no longer than this poem, you are not making love. You are masturbating with her body instead of your hand. Shame on you. Go back to step 1. You've got a lot of learning to do. Love, Dad. Okay, that's as bad as it gets. Lord have mercy, I'm sweating like a pig up here. Can you guys see I'm sweating?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. It's gonna be in the newspapers, I'm gonna get kicked out of the school. I have a little PS. If you are gay, son, know that I love you and know nothing about what it means to be with a man. But you can ask Dan Savage. Do you guys know Dan Savage? He's a columnist that does all kinds of stuff like that. He's very outspoken, will just cut to the chase and tell you exactly what's up. So I include Dan Savage's website. There you go. Okay, so we're just like, I didn't even know where we were as far as like North Dakota goes. Did you see how I said Dakota? I have no idea, but we're kind of close to the Canadian border, right? Aren't we? Like, how far are we from the Canadian border? Like 2 hours? Really? Just 2 hours? 2 hours. 1 hour? The way you Americans drive. See, the Canadians were like, it's about 3 hours. And America's like, it's like 30 minutes, man. That's like the difference. So I have had a crush on Canada for so long. You know, I just love so many Canadian things. And I was working at Apple Computer. You guys know like Apple Computer, right? And I worked in the Canadian call center. So if a Canadian had a question about their Apple order for their iPod, they would call me and talk to me. And I wrote a poem about what it was like to work on the Canadian call center. And Apple Computer had this, what do you call that, employee talent show? And they said, hey Eric, you do poetry, right? Why don't you do a poem at the talent show? So I did my, my poem about being on the Canadian call center, and I got fired the next day for doing the poem. Fired, just let go. I was like, oh my God. And just like a week before, I had won the cubicle decorating contest. I had started a website. It was like decoratemycubicle.com, and so people were sending me things from all over the country. I had not one, not two, but 3 lava lamps. I had like thousands of Christmas lights. I had pictures and calendars and little dolls and little action figures. 6 boxes of stuff they had to remove from my cubicle because they wouldn't let me back in the building. Oh my God, because of this poem. And I'm about to read it to you now. It's called, Oh, Canadian FedEx Lady. It starts like this. Oh, Canadian FedEx Lady. The way you giggled when you caught me beatboxing to your hold music after you tracked my customer's package made me want to forever renounce my American citizenship and immigrate to the great white north. Oh, Canadian FedEx Lady. If you were half as cute as the entire city of Vancouver, British Columbia seemed the last time I toured through Canada, then you are very, very cute. Especially if you were also short and wear cat's eye glasses, because short, cute girls who wear cat's eye glasses totally kick my ass. Oh, Canadian FedEx Lady. The fact that you mentioned how cool it was that Bob Marley's Buffalo Soldier was playing on my hold music when I had to talk to my stupid American customer who was rude and mean, as most American customers tend to be, unlike most Canadian customers who seem every bit as polite as you. Well, that makes me think you're cool too, because I like Bob Marley. Only I hope you don't like Bob Marley too much, as in not enough to be a smelly, nasty hippie who also likes crappy jam bands like Mo, and leftover salmon, and fish, and fucking fish. Oh, Canadian FedEx Lady. I love that you said Z for the last letter in the alphabet. And I love how you ended most of your questions with eh. And I love that you asked me for my customer's postal code, then giggled and apologized and said, oh duh, you guys say zip code, eh. And I imagine that when you said that, you shyly tucked your long hair behind your ear and rolled your big anime eyes. And I'll bet those eyes were as blue as the great Hudson Bay, only deeper and warm. Or better yet, green as Calgary bluegrass in the summertime, only they wouldn't make me sneeze. Or hazel, with little yellow flecks orbiting your irises like the lights of Toronto winking from the surface of Lake Ontario. And even if your eyes are brown, like mine, and I hate mine, Canadian FedEx Lady, I bet they'd be the loveliest shade of brown since pudding. And I love pudding. Oh, Canadian FedEx Lady, I love Rush. I love Neil Young. I love Joni Mitchell. I love Canadian bacon. Although you probably just call it bacon. Unless you're a vegetarian, in which case the hell with you, bacon. Stupid bacon. Oh, Canadian FedEx Lady. I wish I had given you my website so you could check out my poetry and see that I am witty, and I am charming, and I have tremendous taste in books, movies, and music. And we could have used your employee discount to send each other mix CDs for free that would have made us all fall crazy in love with each other. And the next time I was in Canada, we would have met in a cafe and gazed lovingly into each other's pudding brown eyes as Bob Marley played over the coffee house stereo system, and we held hands and smiled and sighed. but I didn't. And now, I will never ever meet you, Canadian FedEx lady. And I will never know what color your eyes are when it rains, or what you think of this poem I just wrote for you 5 minutes after we finished our call, as I kept my stupid, rude, mean American customer on hold the entire time. I don't know what Apple had a problem with that. Stupid, rude, mean American customers. I guess that would be kind of bad. But anyway, they perplexed.